Hello and welcome to Good Morning Thailand. Today we'll be talking about some of the news topics from across Thailand, starting with our first story today. Flooding has affected about 30,000 families in 12 different Thai provinces around the country. Now, 30,073 families in 12 provinces, mostly in the north. That number is rising in some provinces, especially northeastern ones, on Sunday, while the weather forecast expects more heavy rains this week. Khun Chaiwat, Director General of the Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation, on Sunday said the flooding continued in Ang Thong, Ayutthaya, Chiang Rai, Loi, Mae Hong Son, Nan, Nong Khai, Phetchabun, Phitsanulok, Prachinburi, Sukhothai, and Tak. Mr. Chaiwat said that from August 16th to September 15th, flooding killed 43 people, injured 24, and affected 133,000 families in 28 provinces, half of which were in the north. And the Meteorological Department said that from Sunday to Tuesday, heavy rain was forecast in the northeast and the east and the western coast of the south. From Wednesday to Saturday, rains will decline in the north and the upper northeast, but will continue in the lower northeast. So, ladies and gentlemen, brace for impact. It's not over yet for the people living in the north. Now, I think you guys might be aware, or if you are not aware, the north is heavily affected by flooding and heavy rain and mudslides in Chiang Mai and Chiang Rai region. It's been a disaster for a lot of people, and there are a lot of people around Thailand and the government obviously trying to provide aid and trying to help people through this through this disaster. And we'll keep you up to date with all the news. But yeah, if you are in the north, guys, try to get out as much as possible. For a lot of people, their livelihood, their homes are there and they can't move. But hopefully this gets resolved soon. But unfortunately, it's going to be even heavier rains until Wednesday, and it's going to continue up until the weekend. So stay safe, stay dry out there, and all the best wishes and good luck to you. If you have to remain in that area, just stay safe. For now, talking about heavy rainfall, Thailand is bracing for heavy rainfall and more potential flooding. Heavy rainfall and strong winds are expected to impact Thailand over the next few days, and there have been issued warnings in 65 provinces, basically all of Thailand. Residents are advised to prepare for potential flooding and flash floods, particularly in vulnerable areas. The Thai Meteorological Department released its 7th warning, indicating that from starting today and until a couple of days, these conditions are expected to affect basically the northeast, central, eastern, and south regions of the country. And people living in these regions are urged to be cautious of the potential dangers posed by heavy and accumulated rainfall, which could lead to sudden floods and forest runoffs, especially in hilly areas near waterways and low-lying regions. The flood barriers along the Mekong River have already been breached, causing water to flood into the town of Nong Khai. Local officials have issued urgent warnings for residents to move their belongings to higher ground. Now, the Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigation has also warned 53 provinces in 181 districts that this adverse weather is due to the monsoon shifting across the lower northern upper central regions and moving along in the low pressure area. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, horrible weather coming in. With the heavy rainfall comes a flood, comes a mudslides, comes a landslide. So be careful out there. All right, we're going to move on to our next story, which is regarding violence, and you guessed it, another tourist involved. Now, violence has erupted again with a tourist involved in Patong, Phuket, in separate altercations. Now, in Patong, 2 separate incidents involving tourists left one man unconscious and another with severe head injury. On Bangla Road at 7:10 a.m. on September the 14th, a fight broke out between 3 Middle Eastern tourists. Witnesses reported that the men had been drinking heavily before an argument escalated into physical violence. 2 of the men began fighting while the third attempted to intervene. The altercation reached a climax when one man landed a heavy punch, knocking the other unconscious and sending him collapsing on the road. A local local captured the scene on video, showcasing the chaotic efforts of the tourist friends to break up the fight. Bystanders eventually stepped in to help. In another incident, a 27-year-old Indian national sustained an open wound after being struck on the forehead by a transgender woman wielding a mobile phone. This altercation occurred near Patong police station at 6:30 a.m. when the Indian man informed police that he had met the woman near Soy Bangla, and they had walked together to Kok Dang seafood restaurant. An argument ensued, and during which the transgender person Atit struck him on the forehead with a mobile phone. Police lieutenant confirmed the witness saw the pair arguing in front of the restaurant before the assault occurred. The Indian man has filed an official complaint, and the investigation is ongoing. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen. Note to self, if you are out and about in Patong, a general rule for partying, nothing great happens after 2 a.m. Both of these stories, I'm guessing that these two incidents happening at 6:30 a.m., 7:30 a.m. means that they were probably out all night. Firstly, guys, look, it's a holiday. Don't get into trouble. Try to be safe out there. I get it. Sometimes there's some troublemakers, but most of the times these incidents can be prevented. So there you go. Another story, another tourist behaving badly. For now, I'm going to move on to my next story, which is what do you do when you have a lot of money? I'll tell you something you're not supposed to do, which is drown it. That's right. You heard me right. A driver submerges 4.2 million baht in a pond. Why would he do that? Great question. A lorry owner faces financial distress after a broker drove a pickup truck into a pond, submerging 4.2 million baht in cash, with only 400,000 baht recovered so far. Efforts are underway to pump out the water and find the remaining 3.8 million baht. At 7:30 p.m. yesterday, September 14th, 2 days ago rather, a report emerged that a pickup truck had sunk into a pond in front of Wat Hoi Kanang, located in Mu 1, Nong Yang sub-district at the Uthai Thani province. Upon receiving the news, reporters rushed to the scene, finding locals and officials using water pumps to drain the pond. Kun Sawitri, a 42-year-old woman, shared with reporters that she had recently sold the two trailers' trucks to Tongchai, a broker, for over 5 million baht. The buyer had previously transferred a deposit, and the remaining 4 million baht was to be delivered in cash. Tongchai arrived in Nakhon Sawan with 4.2 million baht in cash. However, the driver, while driving near the pond in front of a temple, he apparently fell asleep at the wheel, causing the vehicle to plunge into the water along with the cash. Divers were called to assist in retrieving the submerged vehicle and searching the lost money. They've only recovered 400,000 baht so far. So, ladies and gentlemen, two things to take note of this story. A, when you've got 4 million baht cash in your car, better make sure you've got some Red Bull or something, because you can't afford to fall asleep while driving. And number two, perhaps find a better way to transfer 4 million baht in cash than some random pickup truck. Just saying. Just saying. But then again, it's not an everyday story. I feel like it's more like a only in Thailand story. We haven't had one in a while. On that note, I'm going to swiftly move on to my last story, which is hopefully giving you guys some luck for the lottery, which is today. So it's never too late, ladies and gentlemen. Villagers flock to sacred tree spirit for lottery blessings. Villagers in Lansak, Uthai Thani flocked to Wat Pasak to seek blessings from Maya Takian Tong, a sacred tree spirit believed to be over 100 years old, after seeking lucky numbers appearing on its chest. Locals have long revered the Takian tree, which was ceremoniously raised from the water by a former abbot who notably passed away just months after the ritual. This mysterious and sacred event has drawn villagers to the site, with many hoping to find fortune and win the lottery. The tree, now transformed into a statue of Maya Takian Tong, attracts numerous worshippers who come bearing incense and candles. The base of the tree's statue, which spans the width of 10 people standing arm to arm, has become a site of pilgrimage for those seeking luck and prosperity, reported by news outlets. Upon completing their offerings, villagers were captivated with the sight of number 10 engraved on the chest of the statue. Additionally, the base of the Mae Yataki Tong statue bore the numbers 712, further adding to the intrigue. When villagers lit incense for divination, the number 763 appeared. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The numbers are 712, 763, and possibly 10. So if you want to buy a last-minute lottery, there you go. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those were some of the stories from across Thailand today. We're now going to take a quick dip into some of the stories from around ASEAN, starting with China. Now, some more sad news. All flights in Shanghai have been grounded as China prepares for typhoon. All flights at Shanghai's two main airports were cancelled on Sunday as authorities in the Chinese megacity prepared for a strong typhoon bringing high winds and heavy rain. Typhoon Bebinca is expected to make landfall along a swathe of China's densely populated eastern seaboard between Sunday night and Monday morning, according to Beijing's Emergency Management Ministry. State broadcaster CCTV reported that all flights in Shanghai's two main airports would be cancelled because of the storm. And in an advisory posted on its website, Singapore Airlines said 4 flights to and from Shanghai will also be cancelled. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's not only Thailand that's facing issues with the weather. All the best and stay safe out there for people in Shanghai and China preparing for the typhoon. And we're going to move on to our last story from around ASEAN. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of the year. Another storm and flooding has been a major disaster in Myanmar. Now, the death toll in Myanmar in the wake of Typhoon Yagi has jumped to 74, and state media reported that a day after its junta made a rare request for foreign aid on September 15th, which was yesterday. Floods and landslides have killed almost 350 people in Myanmar, Vietnam, Laos, and Thailand in the wake of Typhoon Yagi, and which hit the region last weekend. And in Myanmar, the floods resulted in 74 deaths and 89 people missing as of Friday evening. Search and rescue operations were ongoing, and adding to the floods had destroyed more than 65,000 houses and heaping further misery on the country where war has raged since the military's 2021 coup. The junta's previous death toll was 33. However, at least now they've reached out for foreign aid, and the floods have heaped the misery on Myanmar. And we wish all the best to the people of Myanmar. Stay safe out there, and hopefully other countries can help aid the people of Myanmar. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are some of the stories from across Thailand and ASEAN now. You can find more stories on thethaiger.com, and you can get involved in a conversation on the ASEAN Now forum.